Hey guys, so this is my girlfriend's 2009 Lincoln MKS, and recently it developed some grinding noise from this wheel, and I tried to do some work but I couldn't solve the problem. So today I'm gonna do a second attempt and we'll see if we can solve it. So what I've done so far is I changed the brake pads, and I found that the lower pin on each side was seized, the sliding pin that holds the caliper, I mean. So the brake pads were worn uneven, so I took the pins out and I cleaned them and I greased them, so now they slide nicely back and forth, but that didn't fix the problem. I also checked the rotors and I found that there's a mark on each of them from the brake pad, because the car before we got it sat for 2 years. So the brakes were pretty much seized, and when we unseized them, the brake pads left a mark. But it's not that bad, it's nice and smooth. You can see the mark, but you can't feel it with your fingers. So without further ado, let's take it for a ride and see what it sounds like. So you see at the higher speed is pretty bad. Like I'm doing 90 right now, which is not really safe. 90k I'm talking about. So what I've tried too was I switched the rotors. I took the left rotor and put it on the right, and the right I put on the left to see if the noise was going to move to the other side, but it didn't. So the left side now has new brake pads, has another rotor, and it still makes noise with it, so I'm pretty sure it is the hub. However, when I was changing the brakes, I turned the wheel, didn't make noise. Didn't sound like the bearing is going, but obviously under load it's different. So anyways, let's go put it in the garage and we're gonna change the hub. Really? Okay. So my main consultant is here. Down. My main consultant is here. Get down. He's gonna inspect as I'm working. Okay, so we have the car on jack stands, both sides, because I want to be able to turn the wheel. I'm gonna put it in neutral because it's all-wheel drive, so the wheel is not gonna turn now. But I'm gonna put it in neutral so I can turn the wheel and see if I can recognize the hub making noises now, but we're gonna change it anyways. So before we go too far, let's open the package and see what we got. So I bought 2 hubs because they were actually cheaper than the price of one from where I am, and they came from Auto Shack. So let's open it. We're only gonna change one, but we're gonna have one spare if the other one goes. Whoa, it's heavy. Okay, so it looks like it's held by 4 bolts. So, anyway, let's get to the car and see what's gonna happen there. So here is the mark that I was talking about, but I cannot feel it at all. It's just different color, so that can't make that noise. And on the other side there's another one, but that's not this noise. And especially after I switched the 2 rotors from this side and the other side, the noise is still on this side, so it's not this. Ugh, the car is in neutral, but I don't know why I'm having a really hard time turning it. Anyways, doesn't matter. We're gonna see it when we take it out. So let's start taking it apart. I'm gonna turn the wheel a little bit so we can have more access to the caliper. Alright, so we're gonna start by removing the 2 bolts from the sliding pins. So these are the sliding pins that I told you one was seized. The bottom one was seized on each side. So let's take these out. They are 17 mil socket. So now we can remove the caliper. And I have a hook here prepared for that reason, so I can hang it so it doesn't hang on the hose. See, I have a hook here on the spring. Okay, so now the brake pads and these are the pins. You see now they slide nicely. Before this one was seized. Anyway, so now we have 19 mil here. That's the mount for the caliper. Now we can remove the disc with, what is this? T40 Torx. There's one screw here, I don't know if you see it. This one. Let's remove the rotor, disc or rotor, whatever that is. Let's remove this nut from here. That's 32 mil, so this is a pretty big socket that's not included in many of the socket sets, but I happen to have it. There you go, the 4 bolts are out, so I'm just gonna straighten it now so it comes straight out. You might need to use a jaw puller, but I don't want to push on the shaft because I'm gonna push on the transmission on the other side, which I'm sure shouldn't be a problem, but this should come out easier. Do I need a bigger hammer? Okay, let's try that. So it's not on a cone, it's just tight fit. I'm just looking at the new one to see. This is where it is stuck now, I guess on this surface here. So it should at least turn. Hammer on hammer is not a good idea, but this is a lead hammer, so it is a good idea. Okay, let's bring a jaw puller. Good, we pushed the we pushed the axle in. Interesting, so that's not gonna work. And then I'm gonna try something stupid. This is a ball joint splitter that goes between the ball joint, and this pushes the bolt up while I'm tightening this bolt, but I'm gonna try the other way around. Maybe I should switch this actually. Yeah. So I'm gonna try this. It's a stupid idea, but it might work. It actually splits it. Okay, let's try the other side if we can. Okay, we win. So now, before I put the new one in, I'm gonna take a wire wheel and I'm gonna try to clean this a little bit here. Okay, and of course, yeah, this is the problem, you see? That's how it should sound. All right, I cleaned it here as far as I could. The thing is, there's more crud in the back, but this is the surface that mates with this surface, so it's only like 3/8 of an inch, not even half an inch. So we have that much cleaned up there. The thing is, before I start assembling, I have to do something else. Like all three of these bolts that held this tin here snapped, like all three of them, because this is aluminum, and that's why it corroded here too, because aluminum and steel don't go very well together. So I guess I'm gonna have to drill these now and tap them again, maybe for bigger thread, because we have no way to mount this again. Doesn't matter if it is a bigger tap, as long as we can drill out this, it's fine. Okay, one done, two more to go. All right, so this worked well, but these two I couldn't drill. Like, it went on an angle and all that stuff, but I was able to drill through, so I put bolts with nuts in the back, and now it's as solid as it could be. So, time to install our hub. And funny fact about those hubs is that left and right are the same, and front and back are the same, so the same hub for all four sides. Let's not forget this. Next we can put the rotor, and we need to match the hole for the screw that holds it in place. Now we can put our bracket back. Then the brake pads. And last but not least, the caliper. Okay, so that's it. Let's install the wheel and go for a test drive, and we'll see if we've done something or not. All right, let's see now. No grinding at all. So that was it. Still have a little bit of vibration. It's from the stupid tires. These are super old tires. I need to get new tires for my girlfriend for the winter. But the grinding, not there anymore. So it's a good thing that I changed the brakes, because the pins that were seized were not a good thing. So that's fixed, but the hub was the main problem. As it turns out, it is a very easy fix, as long as your bolts don't snap. But to be honest, you don't need to remove those bolts. I removed them because they were in my way for the splitter. So I believe I could have done it without removing the plate, but I decided to remove it because it was going to be easier, but I created more troubles. So as long as you have a 32mm socket, because all the other ones you're going to have, but the 32mm socket is a little bit tricky, so you might need to buy that, but you can change your hub easily. I believe the rear ones are the same. So that's gonna do it for this episode. My girlfriend is gonna be happy, which means I'm gonna be happy too. So you know what I mean? Happy wife, happy life, right? So that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting and subscribing. And if you're not a regular viewer of my channel, but you're into classic cars, and especially British classic cars, you can check my other videos on the channel. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.